On November 12, 2020, Little Rock police were contacted by Charlotte West, who reported that her purse containing $1,650 had been stolen at Bar Louie the previous evening. West also told LRPD that Bar Louie had video that showed the theft of the purse and that it was a regular customer recognized by bar employees. That regular customer was LRPD cop Marcus Getter. We conducted a telephone interview with Miss West. We first asked Miss West to provide some clarity regarding the timeline.
Right, it happened the night before, and I tried calling the evening that it happened, but I got a recording saying call back between 8 and 5. So I did first thing the next morning, and fortunately I got to speak with a very nice, compassionate officer as I filed the report. Bar Louie, if you've not spoken to the management at Bar Louie, they have been beyond cooperative. They have bent over backwards to accommodate the investigation.
We asked West about the video from the Bar Louie security cameras.
The actual video footage of him taking my purse, taking the bank envelope in it out of my purse, and thumbing through the cash before he walked out with my purse. That's all very visual and clear. And it's clearly the officer. And the officers involved who have watched it are livid. They are so angry and upset. Sergeant Brown, who is over major crimes, okay, he's the one who has handled preparing my case to go to the prosecutor. And he did a phenomenal job. And it was funny whenever he called me in to interview me. He said, can you describe your purse? I said, well, wait, I can do better than that. I can show you a picture of it because I just bought it the other day on eBay. I hadn't had it a week. Showed him a picture, and he kind of looked at the other officer who was his superior that was sitting in on the investigation, and they just kind of rolled their eyes at each other because that's the purse they found in the officer's car. Nicole, who is the manager at Bar Louie, she was on duty that night. She's the one who showed the video. Okay. She said he used to be a regular at Bar Louie. They had to ban him to keep him. He was coming in after the theft, even, and so he's now banned and has broken the ban. Been back in several times, but she calls the police, and 30 minutes before they get out there, and he's gone. It's like he comes in just to talk.
We asked West if any representative from the Little Rock Police Department or the Little Rock Fraternal Order of Police had contacted her to try to get her to drop the charges.
An attorney, and I've forgotten his name, Nicole told me, an attorney went in to see Nicole about 6 weeks ago, right after it went public, after the press release. And he said to her, thinking that she was the victim, he was a representative of the Fraternal Order of Police, and he said that...
Robert Newcomb?
That's his name. As soon as he said it, it registered with me. That's
okay.
His name. And then what he said to her is, we need to make this go away to spare Bar Louie any embarrassment. And he was thinking that she was the victim. I'm like, dude, you are a seeing eye. You need a seeing eye dog or something. Jeez. And she called me at work, and she said, I just want you to know you may be contacted. Well, I haven't been contacted. And I said yesterday evening in conversation about it, he made a poor choice. He erred in his judgment when he did what he did. And I wish he could go back and undo it. And I'm sure at this point he wishes he could go back and undo it. But one thing that I hold on to is, and I don't know how far it'll help, but Brown said to me, Marty, no one hates a bad cop worse than a good cop. He said, we are going to make every effort to have restitution for you and to have his certifications all removed so he won't ever even be able to be a parking lot attendant. And he's going to do minimum of 2 years.
Now let's take a look at some LRPD body camera footage a local television station was able to obtain. This is video footage LRPD refused to provide to us under the Arkansas Freedom of Information Act.
Quite the scene back in November at Bar Louie.
So I
have it on video.
After the manager says she observed one of her so-called regulars take off with a woman's purse from the bar. A few nights later, he's back again for drinks.
We'll just go in and talk with him.
Up the stairs.
Walk in, right to the right, and... Yeah.
And there, the manager says he is smiling, then waving to the man wearing the body cam. That's because it's his coworker at LRPD. Meet Little Rock police officer Marcus Jeter. The officers identified him on the surveillance video red-handed.
And then he just took and put in his lap.
Officer Jeter acted surprised. Meanwhile, in the back room, the manager, not on the clock, found out who the suspect works for.
He's a police officer? Are you kidding me?
And that is to go nowhere.
I'm not going to tell anybody.
Just like you said, you had a couple of drinks. That ain't to go
I'm
nowhere.
not going to tell anybody.
Okay, let's stay right here. Okay.
After Little Rock police supervisors identified Jeter for theft on November 14th, our investigation shows he continued responding to calls for not just a day or two, but 48 different calls over a month, to be precise. Is that normal? We asked LRPD, the department only saying, since being criminally charged by our agency, Marcus Jeter has resigned from employment with LRPD. The internal investigation is still ongoing and will be completed through his previous chain of command. Not much of an answer for someone who was trusted to enforce the law, now charged with breaking it.
Yeah, I need him as a suspect.
They both said that. Yeah. That's crazy, man.
Why was Getter not immediately placed on administrative leave after his supervisors viewed video of the theft on November 14th? Why was Getter not listed as the suspect in the police report filed on November 15th? Why did Sergeant Walton tell the Bar Louie manager not to let anyone know an LRPD officer was the suspect? Why did attorney Robert Newcomb, who represents the LRFOP and LRPD cops charged with policy violations, trying to get the victim and the witnesses to keep their mouths shut? Did Sergeant Walton and Lieutenant McRae conspire to keep the information about Getter being involved from the public? Both Sergeant Walton and Lieutenant McRae are on the LRPD liars list. That's right. Both of those officers have a documented history of not telling the truth. Lieutenant McRae was previously found to have conspired with another officer to block the view of a mobile video recorder so that other officer could kick a suspect. McRae also appears to have a substance abuse problem. He was suspended back in 2012 for a DWI arrest. Why are both of these officers still employed by LRPD? Don't waste your time asking the Little Rock police chief or the Little Rock mayor. They won't respond.